This is the Young Black Teenagers. My brother Kamron.
What's up, man?
What's up? Introduce yourselves,
Tommy
man.
Neville.
Yo, I'm Crush.
Firstborn.
Finally.
A.T.A.
What's up?
DJ Skribble.
Cool. Nice meeting you. So, how did you guys... come on. The Young Black Teenagers?
Young Black Teenagers.
Now, you know I wasn't expecting that. Like, when I saw, like, the video and all, and I'm like, yo, these guys are white. And they call themselves the Young Black Teenagers.
Well, white, you know what I'm saying? You look at the word white. That's you know, that's a touchy word to go on.
Okay, why is that?
First of all, you know what I'm saying? Society does people as black and white. They dub Caucasians as white and African Americans as black. Well, let's look at black and white. You know what I'm saying? This is black. You know what I'm saying? This is white. I've never seen anybody with skin color who matches black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Neither have I.
Blackness to me is more of a cultural thing, a state of awareness, a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? Depends on how you interpret the word black. You can interpret the word black in many different ways, you know what I'm saying? Us growing up in New York, you know what I'm saying? We grew up in New York, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get specific on where everybody was brought up at, but between the Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island area. When I mean Long Island, I mean a Hempstead, Freeport, Roosevelt area where Public Enemy originated from. You know, I personally grew up with Hank and Chuck and all them before Public Enemy came out. You know, growing up in a community that's majority of, mostly, you know what I'm saying, African Americans, you tend to adapt to a culture, you know what I'm saying? Now you take a look at the hip-hop culture, which is an African American culture, because African Americans started the whole hip-hop culture. But the hip-hop culture is a culture within its own. It's a street culture, all right? Like, for example, let's look at this jam on the album that I wrote called Daddy Called Me Nigga Because I Like It to Rhyme. Now, first people would think, you know, since they're already looking at the group as so-called a white group, since white has been stereotyped as Caucasians throughout history, you know what I'm saying? They look at us as a white group, you know what I'm saying? And they using the word Daddy Called Me Nigga, then it doesn't just go for my father being Caucasian, calling me a nigga because I'm into a street culture. I have a lot of brothers that I roll with since I was young, that just because they in the same culture, in the same state of mind that I am, their father calls them nigga too. See what I'm saying? It's just the word nigga being used again in a negative way. That's why the word nigga should just be abolished out of vocabulary. See, the Young Black Teenagers isn't 5 Caucasians. We represent a new movement, a race without a color, you know what I'm saying? The hip-hop culture. The hip-hop culture, the youth of today, the youth of hip-hop today are young black teenagers. See what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with a skin color. It's a race without a color.
All right. I comprehend. All right, you blowing me away, Kamron. You blowing me away. But you know, that's only because I never really thought about it like that. I gotta admit, I'm like, yo, brother has
you know
a
why?
point.
Because you see middle-class white America don't want the truth to get to the youth. When you have a certain people that's in power, they don't want to give up a power. And when you keep lacking knowledge of the next man and fear, that's where prejudice comes in, you know what I'm saying? But people tend to forget and tend to not even know from the get-go. Growing up in New York, you know what I'm saying? When hip-hop first started in New York, the whole street culture of hip-hop, it was some Latins and Caucasians down with it.
Right.
But they don't, middle-class white America don't want the youth to see that.
Right.
See, hip-hop today is the most truthful form of music. It bridges gaps between all nationalities. You know what I'm saying? And when you teach the youth, you better in the world, you know what I'm saying, for the future, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can't reach the adults because you can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know what I'm saying? But you can reach the youth, you know what I'm saying? And the youth is more apt to change. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a poison dropped on this country, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's poison and stereotyped, and they think now I'm wanted that everything is a black and white thing, and the skin color. Whereas you look at Asians, they're brown skinned but not considered black. So then you gotta look deeper in the word black, you know what I'm saying? What does black really mean in this day and age? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This is the future, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When we put this group together, another thing that a lot of brothers say, well, yo, are you using this name Young Black Teenagers to sell records? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're using this for a gimmick, a scam, you know what I'm saying? All right, so look at it like this. When Hank first stepped around the way, when Hank first got this juice, see, like I said, I knew Hank and him a long time ago. When Hank ain't have the juice to put Brothers Around the Way on, you know what I'm saying? So now he got his own label, you know what I'm saying? The whole Bomb Squad went around their way. The label's called Soul, Sound of Urban Listeners, for a reason, because all their music is from the heart. It's very soulful, you know what I'm saying? So what he did, he went around the way to brothers he knew had talent that was different and original. When he stepped to my manager, G Wiz, you know what I'm saying? He said, yo, you know, he tried to get in touch with me and whatnot. That's how G Wiz got. He said he wanted to put a group together to bring the hip-hop back to rap music. What I mean by the hip-hop back to rap music, you see a lot of brothers coming out today, you know what I'm saying? You know, they got talent, you know what I'm saying? But everybody wants to be a KRS-One or a Chuck D. Everybody wants to be a prophet. Yo, it's cool to drop Afrocentricity and uplift African Americans, but don't forget the roots of hip-hop. And when you want to, you know, get your feelings across to a larger amount of people, if you really want to make a change and bridge gaps to people who don't understand you or where you're coming from, then you got to widen out your variety of people that you're trying to get to. The only way to do this is to make the music for everyone, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This way, drop your music with the fun in the music, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you can't sell out and just make music strictly for the money, and you can't always go straight for the message. You gotta be in between if you really want to make a difference. That's how I feel, and I feel a lot of the music today is losing, you know what I'm saying, on the old school, you know, everybody wants to be a prophet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets monotonous after a while. It's like a trend. Are you kicking black from the heart or because you want to be a part of a trend or a fad, you know what I'm saying?
I've talked about that on Crush. So what separates young black teenagers from all the rap groups is not, quote-unquote, your right group, or because you're...
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's not that they don't have the talent. It's that they should go left when everybody's going right. What separates the teenagers, when we put this group together with crazy amounts of versatility, whereas us three are the lead vocalists. Firstborn, myself, Kamron, and Tommy Never. Now, Firstborn also plays percussion, drums on stage. He can get live on a beat on stage with drums.
Okay.
I, as a vocalist, and also a DJ. And also my two DJs are vocalists, so we can switch on and off on stage.
Okay.
And Tommy Never is a vocalist and also got a nasty voice for harmonizing. So you see what I'm saying? We don't need dances and all that other nonsense. Like Ice Cube said, I'm sick of that. Listen to the hit. Give us 2 sets of turntables, 3 mics, and we rip it. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Straight up and down,
You know,
man.
I gotta peep you in concert, you know that, right? But yo, check it. You got this new album out.
Yeah.
Just came out. Tell us about it. The title, first of all.
The title is, you know, Young Black Teenagers. It basically expresses us, you know what I'm saying?
How many cuts?
How many cuts? Well, we had 10, 1 got knocked off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A little beef. We got a little beef for this damn section in the first grade, but it's the hype jam, but we gonna try to slip it out there. You know what I'm saying? We getting a little heat, cause yo, tell you the truth, they scared of us. They didn't want us to come out like P.E.
Right.
came out, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell you the truth, everybody's scared of the truth, you know what I'm saying? But we still rolling. We got the next single, which is Corner Groove, which is basically, like I said, harmonizing, textured vocals. What I mean by textured vocals, 2 MCs rocking at the same time, 2 different rhymes. But it sounds incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the new style.
Get into this.
All right, we got this cut called Dick Tracy, which is this girl named Tracy around the way who first was on some hoe tip, and then she became a crackhead. You know, it's just dealing with reality, what goes on in the street. Then we got first stage of a rampage called a Rat Race, where we got the old school of the 90s, very versatile with dropping messages here and there. You listen to what we say.
Okay.
Then we got Kelly Bundy, which is the 4th cut, which is the first single. Now, Kelly Bundy's an interesting single. MTV's giving us a lot of heat over it because they feel, you know, obscene. But what's obscene? The video, the concept of the jam, or the name of the group and the concept of the group? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kelly Bundy, the song, a lot of people say it's just a song about Kelly Bundy, but if you look deeper, what we're trying to do is express what goes on. There's a lot of beef going on about, like, you got this new group coming out, Bitches with Problems. There's a whole bunch of things about bitches, quote, being bitches, and bitches being on a hoe tip, and it's stereotyping all women in the same category. We try to express our feeling on what we think about that, and also express what we see going on as far as pimps and prostitutes on the street of New York.
Okay.
And we try to express our feelings at the time to a middle-class white American who won't understand where we coming from if we go strictly hardcore. At the time, Married with Children and The Simpsons was the hottest shows. So what we did, we made Bart Simpson a pimp, and he pimps Kelly Bundy off throughout the song. Because, you know, she plays herself off slutty on TV.
Right.
Just showing that's putting a bad image on women. See what I'm saying?
Right, I do.
We put the harmonizing and whatnot.
We should get into this. The album is called Young Black Teenagers, in stores everywhere.
Yeah.
Yo, thanks for coming. We're going to see you again on Crush, I promise you.
With it, man.
Introduce this new video, buddy.
Yo, man, this new video is called Nobody Knows Kelli.